You wake up on a morning, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark, you've got no cartilage in your knee, you've got shitty shorts, whatever it is that's the issue today.
Keep talking.
You've got these problems, right?
I need you to keep talking about what you were just saying.
It's warm on the couch, your missus says stay in bed, it's comfy, it's cozy, you've got work later on, you had an argument last night, you're slightly hungover.
I know every motherfucker ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do. So this is how you level up. That's how you level up. I know there's a whole bunch of people with that right there. That fires me up. That makes me fucking happy, what you just said. That brings joy to my life right there.
Why?
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, and most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You talk about that you were kind of, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I fucking thrive in that shit. That's the only place to be.
All right, welcome to the third episode of the Locker Room Podcast. Today I have my good friend Sam Odenbach with me. He's a senior at West Salem High School, just like me. He's involved in soccer, hockey, and track, so he's a very busy guy. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us, Sam.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
So that clip I played came from David Goggins, a retired Navy SEAL, who's considered the toughest man alive. He once ran 101 miles in just 19 hours, and he did 4,000 pull-ups in 17 hours. Sorry for the language in the clip, but that's just who Goggins is. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He's a really tough guy. And the reason I played that clip is because you seem to have that same mindset in your life. So what stood out to you from that clip?
Oh my. I've seen that clip so many times. I've got that saved on my phone, in my photos, because I watch it back before hockey games and stuff, a bunch of David Goggins clips. And what stood out for me is just the discipline he has to keep going, because he definitely wanted to quit 101 miles in 19 hours, 4,000 pull-ups in 17 hours, just the discipline that you have to keep going with that.
Yeah, because I'm sure he had lots of times throughout that 17-hour stretch where he just wanted to be done.
Exactly.
But he just kept fighting.
Yeah.
So I think so many people in our generation are focused on the wrong things.
100%.
They want to party all the time, and they search for the wrong things to be truly happy. But however, as Goggins said, it takes sacrifices and sometimes being lonely to be great. And I know I've seen you make a few posts with the idea of working out and grinding while everyone else is partying. So how important is that in your life to just stay grounded?
I love being alone. I found that out. I thought I used to be super antisocial, which I used to be, but also just how I found peace kind of in when I wake up before school to go lift, and I found peace in just blasting music in my headphones alone, only person in the gym. I just found peace, and discipline comes easier when you're alone, and just grinding alone is just, I don't know, there's no feeling like it. It's just better.
I definitely agree with you on that. So let's talk about mental health for a little bit. How much of an impact do you think physical exercise has on mental health?
Huge impact. So I gotta think about this. When I first started lifting, before that, my mental health was super low. I was super lazy, procrastinated a lot. Just nothing. Had nothing. I was kind of lost in life. Had no clue what I wanted to do. But then once I started getting in the gym, lifting, everything started boosting. Started building muscle, so I started getting confidence, and just everything from that. Because once you start building muscle, you're then you want to focus. It's like a waterfall effect. Then you want to focus on nutrition, so you can build muscle. Then after that, you want to focus on your discipline, and then confidence, and then just it keeps building and building and building. So, just physical exercise is just amazing.
Yeah, it helps build habits for other areas of your life, as you were saying. Not just exercising, but I think goal setting is super important for your mental health. Everyone wants their life to feel significant, so there's just something about setting a goal that can be really important. It gives you something to chase after. there's someone in my life right now that's really struggling with their mental health. I'm close to them. I think the biggest reason for his depression is that he doesn't have any goals. He feels as if he isn't capable of accomplishing really anything great. But what people need to realize is that you don't have to be a celebrity or have all the money in the world to be happy. You don't have to be the most talented or the best looking. You just have to be the best you can be as yourself. And in order to do that, you have to push yourself and make sacrifices like Goggins did. The main theme of this episode is making sacrifices because I think that it's so important. You have to set goals to push yourself to your full potential, really. If you set goals that are easy to reach, you aren't allowing yourself to maximize your potential. So just dream big. Even if you don't reach those lofty goals, you're still pushing yourself as far as you can go, which is all you can really ask for in life. So what are your thoughts on sacrifices and goal setting, and how big of an impact does it have on your life?
Huge, because goal setting is kind of like your purpose in life. If you don't have a goal to reach for, there's like, what are you going for?
Exactly.
And a quote I would say is, if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes a sacrifice. I don't know who said that, but it's a really good quote.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just huge.
So now I'd like to have you open up a little bit about your faith in Jesus Christ. How grateful are you for what Christ has done for you, and how important is your Christian faith?
Huge. Number one, I know it sounds corny, everybody says it, but he died on the cross for my sins. And like, once you start having a relationship with him, like I've always been a Christian kid. I grew up in a Christian household, going to church. But that was just like, that was just something I did on Sundays. I just went to church on a Sunday. I never actually had a relationship. But once you start having a relationship, growing up, seeing the world around you, and you can just see like how Christ can take you out of all that like darkness and just bring you in the light. And just Christian faith is huge. It represents everything in my life, from sports to lifting to my purpose in life, and just everything.
Yeah, it can completely transform anyone's life. It's definitely the most important part of my life because it just gives anybody incredible amounts of hope for the future. We've been talking about sacrifices, and Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice by dying on the cross for us all. And the gospel shows that no matter how difficult this life gets, no matter how much the world will hate you, we will win in the end, and better days are on the way.
Yep.
So I don't also want to be a Christian who is afraid to talk about my faith either. I want people to see Christ through me, the way I live my life. And when people see me, I want them to think, why is he so calm?
Yeah.
Why does he respect everyone? Why does he have so much peace inside of him and not anger? So I want to be a light for people, and hopefully they'll want to follow Christ too.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that, and how much hope does Jesus give you?
That's the same for me. I try to do basically what you said through everything I do. That's why I started making like videos and stuff, is just to share Christ, share my life and how he's impacted me. And he just brings a huge hope. Like again, he brings a sense of purpose into my life. Where I used to be lost, now I'm found. So
so I'd like to share a little bit about my journey over the past couple of years. It's not going to be easy, but I was a sophomore at West Salem, and during that year I lost some friends, dealt with some drama as a basketball player. So I looked for a fresh start, transferred from West Salem to Luther for my junior year, and things got even worse, actually. I had a difficult time making friends, and there was even more heartache with sports. And you'd think, oh, it's a Christian school, everything's going to be great, but really wasn't a whole lot different. So this year I ended up coming back to West Salem and had to deal with a lot of pain, giving up sports for good. This has been really difficult because sports have always meant so much to me, which is why I'm doing this podcast. Throughout the school year, there have been also some major family issues at home, and for a while I became very depressed. I stopped working out, my diet got worse, my hygiene got worse, lost like 10 pounds, and I lost all motivation. And I started turning to some wrong things for satisfaction. After months of living this way, I decided to draw the line, to continue living this way and do what is comfortable, or to make some very difficult sacrifices in order to have a better life. So I decided to do the latter. I got back in the gym, recommitted myself to Christ, and started pushing forward. And I can proudly say that I am in a much better place now. I've been working out twice a day during the weeks, Monday through Friday, and I've gained 10 pounds back of complete muscle. My joy is coming back, and I am now focused on being the best version of myself, as you said, that I can be. So what has your personal journey been like over the last few years?
Mine's not like that, kind of the same. So mine was, I gotta think now. Coming into freshman year, I was just lost, and I was just lost, wasn't happy at all, had no purpose, kind of like you, and I kind of put on a fake facade, fake like mask, and I always used to be the happy kid and everything, and I didn't want to change it because I care about people, and I don't want people to like change because my emotions change.
Yeah.
So I put up a mask for like a year, more than a year, but I used to put up a mask. I was super depressed. I also lost weight too. I lost 10, 15 pounds. I used to be, 115 going freshman year.
Yeah.
And then it all kind of changed when I got into a car crash. 2021, got into a car crash, coming back from the gym actually. So I started to pick things up a little bit. That was 2 months going to the gym. I was starting to pick things up a little bit, but it was still just depressed. I had a huge mask on my face now where it was like I was living a completely different life.
Yeah.
I was still super depressed and everything. And so then that car crash happened, and I don't know. I felt God in that event. I don't know how, honestly, I didn't die. I did 2 flips going like 65 miles an hour.
Wow.
I had all my hockey gear in the car, my skates in the front seat. I don't know how I didn't get caught. But that just kind of started my spiritual journey on the way back. Started lifting, started getting into God more, becoming more of a relationship than just something I go to church for every single Sunday.
Yeah.
So he kind of started to take that pain away. And then junior year, forgot what happened, but I just kind of lost myself again, stopped working out again, put the face mask on, basically again, I was making videos still, but I was putting on a face, and I wasn't truly happy. And, but then again, God came to me in one night and changed, and now here I am. I'm gained 60 pounds, 50, 60 pounds now, and back to becoming the best version of myself.
Yeah, so, I don't think God will like purposely like mess up your life or make bad things come in your life, because this world is just evil at times, but I think he will use that stuff to really shape you into a better person.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you need a wake-up call. Sometimes it takes people to hit rock bottom before they can really turn it around.
Yeah.
Kind of like Goggins when he hit rock bottom. And for me, like I said, some family issues going on around the house, and a near-death experience with a close family member. And, really I just realized that I had to take the reins and make my life what I wanted it to be, and not let family, coaches, teammates, shape how my life is and how my mindset is. And just being positive no matter what is so important. And I think it's also important for people to look for the right things to give them satisfaction. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has their struggles no matter what, whether it's porn, alcohol, anger. But what they will find out is that those things may numb the pain for an hour, but you go right back to feeling even worse when it all wears off, the high wears off. So I would say to anyone out there, look for things that will truly satisfy you, like lifting weights like we do, reading books that are just healthy and positive, and hanging out with genuine people who really care about you. And that's how you get back on the right track, really.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So you're pretty advanced in the weight room, it seems. So what words of advice do you have for someone who is starting out and may feel overwhelmed or intimidated by the weight room?
I would say, first of all, just start. I delayed it for like a couple months because I was too scared to go in the gym. Definitely just start. Just go in, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, work your way up, go into the weight room. And you're all there for the same purpose. It's not like you think I still think sometimes like they're just staring at me. They're just like looking at me, staring at me. I'm intimidated by them, but you're all there for the same purpose. They're just minding their own business, and it's all in your head. So
I would say just try not to go from 0 to 100 right away, because I've made this mistake plenty of times. Like I'm so excited about creating a new plan for myself, and I just try to do it all at once. But like Goggins, it takes years of consistency and sacrifice to get there. You can't expect to read like 1 book per week, wake up at 6, work out twice a day, and eat 3,000 calories, and go to multiple social events in the first week. So it's best to take this process slowly, Like first, if you want to start out with lifting,
Mhm.
just lift a ton for like the first month.
Yep.
And then after that, maybe start focusing on your diet. Then start eating more and more. Then maybe a few months later, start getting up early, and then start being social after that. And it just takes years to get there. So add more as you become more comfortable. And if you commit yourself to that for a long time, year after year, you'll be shocked how far you could go in your life. So what keeps you motivated and disciplined in the weight room to keep going?
I would say, so I found that becoming the best version of yourself and just everything you do is where I find happiness. And so I don't find a lot of motivation. It's more just consistency and discipline, because motivation can only get you so far. That's where discipline and consistency just kicks in. That's where the best days are when you don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to become the best version of yourself, but you do it anyway, and that's where you see like a lot of growth. I couldn't
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
For me, like you said, it's been consistency. The last few months I've really been ramping up how much I go to the weight room. But the nights where I feel the best about myself are the nights where I originally didn't want to go in.
Yep.
And that's when you feel the happiest and most successful afterwards. And when you're happy like that, then you can start focusing on other avenues in your life, like, homework, relationships with people, reading, and that just kind of opens up avenues for anyone. So next I want to talk about a quote that inspired me. It's actually my senior quote from Lecrae Moore. I think you know who that is.
Yep.
He says, "If you live for people's acceptance, you'll die from their rejection." And that really hits home because I used to do this. As an athlete,
Same.
I was always worried about things like, what does the student section think about me?
Yeah.
Or what does that girl think about me? What do the parents think about me? Or do my coaches like me?
Yeah.
I died from rejection, really.
Yeah.
With coaches, teammates, friends at times. So as a student, I was always worried about being liked and popular. And all that did is just create fear, which, made me perform worse in a lot of areas. It's really hard for me to admit this, but it's held me back for a long time. And now I've gone through all of these things over the past few years, and just kind of out of the experiences, I've kind of gotten rid of this way of thinking. So now I don't really care about what people think as much. The only approval I need comes from Jesus.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to let anyone else judge me. So how does this quote resonate with you?
This resonates with you, like, same as me. That's that mask, like I said before, that I put up. I was constantly trying to please people. That's why I was kind of like that happy kid. I was constantly trying to please people, trying to look good for A, B, and C, trying to please my coaches, trying to please everybody. And it got to a point where I was losing myself in pleasing other people.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out.
Yeah. So before we wrap this up, I'd like to ask you a few questions about some things you have going on in your life. You recently started your own clothing brand called Lost Boy, which is kind of what you were just talking about, losing yourself and becoming found. So how fun has that been, and what has that whole process been like for you?
That was super fun. It's over now. I've basically finished it out. But it was basically, I knew I wasn't going to make money from it, but I really like clothing. I wanted a clothing company with like a purpose. Yeah. So I created Lost Boy. That's where it's kind of like my story where I was lost, I was depressed, but then I found myself in God and everything. And so that's where that name came from. And that whole process, super fun. Learned a bunch of stuff. Now I've learned I want to do more marketing industry when I grow up and everything. So I've learned a lot from it.
Yeah, I think for me and you especially, what we need to be doing it for is, not worrying about, are we reaching thousands and thousands of people, but just do it for whoever is watching, whoever's paying attention, and just try to touch whoever God puts his hands on it for. So it doesn't matter how many people you reach. I think you do a very good job of having a good public image and showing your positivity to people through YouTube. So what is your key to staying humble and genuine through that?
I don't know. I just try to be myself. I always see the YouTube people are like, "What's up, YouTube?" and they're becoming a character of themselves.
Yeah.
And I never wanted to do that, and I never wanted to become. I do a lot of lifting content, and I never wanted to become just that gym bro that's just like in the gym. What's up, YouTube? Just become this character. I always wanted to be myself, and my main goal with YouTube and everything is just to motivate and inspire people. And so that's basically why.
Yeah. So what does the future look like for your YouTube channel? You're going to keep doing it?
Oh yeah, 100%. I would like to. Videos are just my way of expressing myself.
Yeah.
I love creating YouTube videos. If I could do it as a future job, that'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, just knowing that I can motivate and inspire people, and I have almost like 500 subscribers. For a lot of people, that's not enough. That's not a lot. But to me, if you think about it, that's 500 people. Our school's like 550 kids. That's like everybody in my school that I see walk through the hall watches my videos. That's just crazy to think about.
Yeah, and like I said, like if it touches those people, that's all you can really ask for. Like
if you can change one life, that's what it's worth.
Yeah. So I saw one of your YouTube videos. This is my favorite one. I think it was the start of 2022, and you're writing things down on your whiteboard.
Yep.
So do you still have that whiteboard, or have you changed it into new goals?
I've changed it to 2023 now.
Okay.
I still have the whiteboard, still writing goals.
So what are some of your goals for 2023?
Okay, one of them was, so I'm working on a new business that I want to start. It is an SMMA, so a social media agency. So it's running ads for businesses.
Okay.
So I've been working on that. So a goal for that is just basically start it up, start making money from it. Another one is consistently post a YouTube video every single week. If any of you guys have seen that, you know I have not done that at all. So that's a goal, is to work my way up to one video a week. And what was another one? Another one was to get to 175 pounds lean. So right now I'm bulking to 190, and then I'll cut down to 175. So that's also just like becoming a better version of myself. Yeah. Lifting every day, all that.
For sure. And even with content creation, just like lifting, it's all about consistency. And if you're being consistent for years and years, then people will eventually find it, and you'll kind of grow a fan base over time because they know that you're going to be consistent pushing out content. So what are your plans for after high school?
So my plans are still figuring it out a little bit. Want to go into the marketing industry. Definitely want to move out west to Utah or Arizona. Still figuring all that out, but definitely something, either content creation, something with videography. I love shooting things with the camera, and something in that space. Yeah,
I know for sure. For me, I talked about this in my last episode. We also talked about this. I want to move down south, somewhere where it's not so cold as up here.
Same.
And then I want to work for a pro sports team. So it's a good goal to push for.
Yep.
Now let's talk about your sports career. You played soccer, hockey, and track. So I want you to tell me one thing you enjoyed about each and what your favorite memory was of each. So start with soccer.
Okay, soccer. What I enjoy about each. Just the friends and the people you make, just the team. I have so many memories from, I gotta pick a good one. Probably the bus rides. Yeah. So we used to have a karaoke machine. We used to bring on bus rides, and on the way back, we used to karaoke in the back of the bus every single game.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
I showed up to a few of your practices in the summer, and I just noticed that the big takeaway was you guys just always have fun together. Yeah. And that's not always the case with every sports team, and it was kind of special for you guys. So what did you enjoy, and what did you remember about hockey?
Hockey, I think, is the biggest one for all the sports. For hockey is teamwork. Hockey, I think, brings it out the most out of all the sports I've played. Is just playing as a team, playing not as yourself, not trying to get a goal. Like I'm just trying to get a goal, but passing it around, playing with the team. And my favorite memory would be we were at a hotel stay.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, we were at a hotel stay. In a hotel, we fit 12 guys in a hotel bathroom. And we faded up our freshman with a manscape in the bathtub.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
That's a good memory.
And you're not doing track this year, but you did in the past. Yep. What did you enjoy about track, and what memories do you have?
What I enjoyed is track challenged me for sure. I do not like running at all. I hate running, even though I play soccer. But there's like a ball involved, so I don't know how it's different.
Yeah.
But just track in general, don't like running. I always did it for long jump. But it definitely helped me build discipline and consistency. And I did not want to go to practice most days, but just helped me build that discipline to go to practice and everything. My best memory would probably just be going to sectionals and just winning conference with the team. That was good.
My brother did track once, and I just noticed that like those meets can get really, really long. So
Yep.
personally not for me, but yeah, I can understand that. So to close, we started with David Goggins, so I'd like to end with him too.
Yep.
Many people think he's just naturally blessed to be able to do the things he does with
Yep.
his world records and stuff and crazy discipline. However, life was not always easy for him at first. He and his mom were badly beaten by his dad. Later in life, Goggins became very depressed. He was obese, actually over 300 pounds, and very unmotivated. However, he decided to draw the line after a while. He didn't want to end up miserable, and just like his dad, he wanted to break the cycle of his family. So David's motivation came from within, and he decided to join the Navy. He was the only person to ever complete their training 3 times. And I want everyone to know that no matter what your past looks like, there's always hope for your future.
Yep.
You don't have to be the most gifted, like I said. David Goggins definitely wasn't. It takes a lot of sacrifices to get where you are and to get where he was. I want to challenge everyone to chase after their dreams and reach their full potential in life. I got one more question for you, Sam, just to help out the marketing for my podcast. What is your favorite song?
Okay. I have so many genres. Right now, I'll say "Diving" by Jaleel. It just gets me super hype. I play it every time going to the gym in the morning. Blast it in my car.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Sam. This episode was very special for me. It was powerful, I think. I have a lot of respect for you, and if you ever want to do this again, just let me know. All right, so I'm going to pray over this episode quick. Dear Jesus, please bless this episode today. I pray that it touches people where they are, whether it helps 2 people or 2,000. I pray that you would use this episode for your glory. And thank you for all the sacrifices you made just because you love us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.